I'm going to start with my call for action. It's collaboration. We're here, and I want to thank you very much, Diego, for inviting us here today. I'm here to represent Luxembourg. I'm here to represent also the LHoFT, the Luxembourg House of Financial Technology, and I'm also here to talk about a program that we're running since 2018 called Catapult Inclusion. So let's start. So just a quick, after having thank you to Diego and his whole team, thank you so much. They talk about collaboration and they talked about private-public cooperation. This is what's happening in Luxembourg for a long, long time. I'm not going to describe you a lot of Luxembourg, but it's a tiny country. We have 615,000 residents, and we have 180 nationalities working there every day. So we were hearing that yesterday with Miami. Luxembourg is a little bit the same, but smaller, and it's a country. So, and I'm lucky to be part of this fantastic country ecosystem. I'm not Luxembourgish, I'm one of the residents, and I'm French. And I apologize, my Spanish is not good enough to do it in Spanish right now. Maybe next year, we try. So, I'll take my glasses because I've got a few things to say. So it's, for me to give you a call to action today, it's really important. Collaboration, it's really important for fintechs. We've been in the financial inclusion supporting all these fintechs. We have, I'll show you the figures later on, but we have already 160 alumni fintechs working in financial inclusion since 2018, and those fintechs need our help. Together we can do it, alone we cannot do it. So Luxembourg, as I say, it's 650,000 people, 180 nationalities. It used to be an agriculture industry country, turned into one of the biggest financial places in the world now. How did it do it? Well, they did it with collaboration and hard work. I'm sure you want to know the ingredients of the recipe, so I'll just quickly go through it. It's first vision and governance with a political stability. It's a small country, but the stability, we've got the 3 A's rating for the last decades or so. It's a proactive regulations as well. Public-private cooperation, as I said. Position in Europe, well, they have a central position in Europe, attracting a lot of international investors because it's a gateway to Europe. And a strong connectivity as well, I said, with 180 different nationalities in Luxembourg working together every day. It's open-mindedness. So working together, collaborating together, it's something we do quite well. And innovation and diversification. So this is where we come with the LHoFT. Public and private. LHoFT, if I start. LHoFT, this is LHoFT. Luxembourg House of Financial Technology. We've been set in 2017, and our role was to help the digitalization of Luxembourg, of the financial place of Luxembourg. We started with 20 fintechs that time, and now we have over 300 members of the LHoFT fintech ecosystem. So, as you see, I told you about regulation. We are very strong on RegTech, payments, blockchain, investment, fintech and investments, cybersecurity, insurtech, big data, and lending. So, as I say, our role is to really drive innovation so we can work together, nationally, internationally, to actually help those ecosystems to financially get financially and technologically carry on with their competitiveness in the world. We were talking about private and public. LHoFT is a private-public foundation. We've been set by the Ministry of Finance, and we have private corporate people that we work with on an everyday basis so we can actually know where we go in terms of challenges and needs of the market. And what is really strong for us in Luxembourg is the value chain. We work together every day. I will tell you also about Catapult. Alone we cannot do it. Together we can do it. And we have a fantastic value chain and lots of people involved in that every day. Supports public initiative. We have the LHoFT, we have Luxembourg also Technoport, House of Startup, Luxembourg for Finance, Startup Luxembourg, LSFI, which is the Sustainable Finance Ecosystem, a Chamber of Commerce. We also have private incubators and accelerators helping us every day. We have other initiatives like the ABBL is the Banking Association, ALFI is the Fund Industry Association. We also have ACA, which is the Insurance Association, and I basically work with them on a regular basis because I also launched some Catapult acceleration program for the Luxembourg market. Financial ecosystem, banking, asset management, insurance, capital markets, sustainable finance, and this is very important for us for financial inclusion. Everything starting here, actually. Luxembourg is hosting 76% of European microfinance funds. And thanks to that, we developed a very broad ecosystem of microfinance. We call it inclusive finance nowadays. And that really helped us to actually be very active in the financial inclusion sector. This is us in Luxembourg, but also in Southeast Asia. We're going everywhere with our Catapult programs. What happened is that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs came to us in 2018, asking us to actually put together an acceleration program for fintechs, because we believe that fintechs are the heart of digitalization for financial inclusion. So, because we were the expert of finance in fintechs, they came to us. And we've put together, since then, very short acceleration program, 1 week. Why did we do it in 1 week? Some people do it in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. We don't do that. At the LHoFT, we're all entrepreneurs. We know we don't have a lot of time, manpower, and money, so we have to be quick. So that's why we decided to do it in a short term. But the program in 1 week is only the trigger of something bigger. Because after the program, they live with a toolbox and we follow them for 3 years. So we never leave them alone. But for that, we cannot only do it ourselves, we need your collaboration. So, something very important I forgot to tell you. Nobody is from the ministry here, so that's okay. I'll revert back to it. Oh, is it after? Yeah, it's after. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs every year is actually spending more than 1% of their GNI for aid and development. And this is under the hat that Catapult was created. They are one of the most generous countries in the world. I think they're ranking 3rd in the world. And thanks to that, we can do something on financial inclusion. So I'm very, very grateful for what they are providing us. It's a superb opportunity for fintechs to go forward with us. So, what we do, overall program key figures. We run already 18 programs. We have 2,700 applicants plus. We already accelerated 198 fintechs. And thanks to, you're going to say, she always says collaborations, but yes, colaboración. I know the word in Spanish as well. Thanks to all these experts and speakers, we can actually create this program. We have 2 types of programs. As I say, we have the one for the financial industry in Luxembourg. We run the Green FinTech, the FinTech, BankTech, and Kickstarter. They're all based on challenges and needs of the market, so we can actually go and scout for the fintechs who can actually bring solutions to those challenges that we have. And the second, and this is why I'm here today, is the financial inclusion ones. We started with Africa Now we've run our 8th edition last month in Kenya. And because of this successful African Catapult program, the minister asked us to do it in Southeast Asia. So last year we launched the edition in Southeast Asia. We run this edition again this year. I'll talk a little bit later on about it. And we also run a specific one for Ukraine. We brought some fintech from Ukraine. Not easy, because it was very difficult for them to come. The men they were not allowed to leave their country, so it was kind of tricky. We did it both digitally and physically for the people who could not come. And obviously, they asked us to actually launch LATAM next year. So I need your help. I cannot do it on my own. So, inclusion programs. 1,833 applicants, 122 participants from 33 countries, and 80 plus partners supporting our programs. What we do with those programs, we really want to deliver positive and long-term social impact on communities who really need it. And we want also to build bridges between Luxembourg and those regions, but not only between Luxembourg and the regions, but the region between each other. When I was in Kenya last month, I actually brought one of my Catapult alumni from Southeast Asia. He won the coup de cœur last year for the first edition of Southeast Asia, and one thing he always wanted to do is go to Africa and work with the African countries. So the coup de cœur prize was, you come with me in Kenya, and then you can meet all the ecosystem of financial inclusion there. So he spent a whole week with us, and he came back with lots of collaborations. So he was, as he said to me, happy man. I keep looking, but it's the same one, sorry. So the program itself, it's 1 week, as I said, it's very short. And we work on 3 pillars: impact, scaling, and funding. So impact, as we heard it yesterday, a lot of the impact investing is very important. So what we do for the fintechs is we help them to actually manage and measure the impact for the investors, so they actually get credible and they can work together. Scaling, early stage, we take them on early stage and we try to bring them up to the scaling level. For that, we actually pair with some investors, and we actually try to find also investing tools that could correspond to their needs, so they can go and they can go up to the level of scaling when impact investors are ready to invest in them. Less risk, and they're ready for that. And funding, we really help them on how to actually work on the funding presentation, their figures, their forecasts, so they are ready for raising funds. You've seen the FinTech map of Luxembourg, where I was really jealous, so I did my own with Catapult Africa. So this is what we had over the last 8 editions. So you can see we talk about fintechs, but it can be fintechs in anywhere, any segment. As long as they've got a payment method, they can be considered as fintechs. And we are actually really pushing now on insurtech and also agritech. Some of our partners, you may know them already. Some of them are already present in LATAM, because Luxembourg has been involved in financial inclusion over the last 25 years. Last June we were at the Red Camif in Costa Rica, and we actually presented Luxembourg financial inclusion. Some of them didn't know that we'd been active over more than 25 years in financial inclusion. And all of these people that you see here, some of them are already very active with local people on the markets in Central America and Latin America. He was I put it here because he was the winner of Kenya, and he did something that is quite fantastic. His solution, to start with, looked very simple and already done, just payment for farmers. But he went a step further. He decided to create a solution where the farmer, once they go to the factory to sell their product, they sell it at a fair price, So they're not being pressured down, and they get their payment within 3 days. This is amazing. And that changed the life of a lot of farmers in Nairobi, in Nigeria, and is starting already scaling around Africa. And now, Southeast Asia. We did it last year in Bangkok during the Monet 2020 event, and I actually had invited ADB, Asian Development Bank. And we're starting with 1 week with them, and after the 1 week in Bangkok, we invited them in Luxembourg, and the ADB asked us for the second edition to do it with them at their annual forum in Manila last September. And we're already talking about how we could actually put together a mechanism for those Catapult alumni to actually try to get funds for them. So this is Southeast Asia. So I'm here today. Do you think I will beat that from LATAM? I've got lots of pages, we can have a lot of square, and I'd love to have a lot of partners from you guys for LATAM. We're launching next year, and we really hope that you will answer our call for action, help us to go forward in Catapult LATAM, and help us to support all these fintechs that really need you to go forward and make finance accessible for people, because finance access is not a privilege, it's a right for everybody. And some of them who don't have yet access to finance, they don't have a real life, they have an informal life. And by bringing them access to finance, business people, they start to have a real life like us. Thank you very much for your time.